Okay, everybody, so we'll go ahead and get started. Louisa will probably join in a couple minutes, so not a big deal. I'm gonna grab a chair and then we're gonna start with a couch stretch. So it's called a couch stretch because you can do it up against your couch. I'm just gonna show you on my chair just for viewing purposes for you guys. So let's all start with your left knee down. And the right leg forward. Okay, so the purpose of this stretch is to open up the front of this left hip. So in doing that, we want to make sure if you can't come into this position with keeping your hips straight, then we need to lean forward. And that's generally an easier position for everybody because then you can really get that hip to tilt forward. Yep, so I'm supporting myself on my knee with my right side and I'm squeezing through that glute, rotating my hip forward, and I feel a nice stretch in my quad and the front of my hip. We're gonna hang out here for a couple more seconds. Usually you do about a minute on each side. If we want, we can add that left arm up to the ceiling. Get a nice big old stretch there. You can kind of feel it move all the way up that whole fascial line. One more big breath. And relax that side, and we'll go to the other leg. I'm gonna switch the chair so you can see better. So we're gonna go right leg down, left leg up in that lunge position. Okay, so again, I'm gonna lean forward a little bit, and then I'm gonna tuck that tailbone down underneath me. Keep the tension in that back butt, right? So if we keep that glute tight, it opens up the front, and that's what we're trying to get, is that opening, that stretching of the front of the right hip. Breathing really deep through the rib cage is always going to be helpful because we've just got a lot of stuff that's connected in there at the front of the hip, and that rib cage helps to move a lot of that connection. Hi, Louisa.
I'm sorry I was late.
That's okay. We just started with the couch stretch.
Mute myself.
Okay, everybody go ahead and bring that right arm up. Reach nice and tall. Big breaths through that rib cage. Let your rib cage rise and fall. We're looking for that nice long line, right? You can see on my right side, my arm, my shoulder, my rib, my hip, my knee. It's all aligned. If you can't get that way, then we may need to lean forward. Good. One more big breath. And relax. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the chair for now. We'll use it later. And then we're going to go into our figure 4 stretch. So I'm going to be in my figure 4 position. So I'm starting with my left leg forward. So my left leg, if I look at my left hip, coming straight out of my left hip is my knee, right? It's right forward. And then I have a 90-degree angle at that knee. And then my foot is flexed. And then when I look behind me to my right leg, my right knee is coming straight out of my hip. So I have another figure 4 position back here with that leg, and my shin is perpendicular to my quad on my left. Everybody's going to take their hands. One hand is going to go to the left of the quad. The other hand is going to go in front of the shin. We're going to lift up tall through that torso and then fold over that leg. We want to keep tension here in this stretch. So I'm pushing with my arms and I'm pushing my hip back. thinking about like really trying to create some space in that left hip capsule. If I just fall down like this, yes, I do get a stretch, but we're not stretching enough of that hip capsule and the fascia that's surrounding it. So use tension, push through the arms, and push that left hip back. Nice big breaths. Breathe deep. Okay, everybody hands up, and we're gonna switch legs without using your hands. Try to get that same position of your legs. We've got both figure 4 positions of left leg right leg in front, left leg behind you. And then one hand on the side of the quad, one hand in front of the shin. Lift up nice and tall through that torso and that sternum, and hinge yourself forward. So I'm using the strength of my arms to push my hip back, and I'm folding over that hip. Taking nice deep breaths. I am coming down more on my extension, but it's just kind of happening naturally through my exhale. Through my exhale. Okay, everybody hands up again. We're gonna switch one more time each. So we switch those legs, hands on either side of the leg. Sit up tall through that torso and fold forward. This time I can go a little bit deeper. Okay, everybody hands up, and we'll switch to that other side one more time. So I've got right leg forward, left leg back. Hands on either side of the leg, and we hinge over that right leg. Use nice big exhales. All right, we're gonna go into a hamstring stretch, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently. We have been doing the one where we're sitting on our butt, but this time we're gonna go into this position. So I'm gonna have my right leg forward. I'm sitting on my left foot with my toes tucked under my foot. And I've got both hands supporting me on the side of my leg. So it is important that we go ahead and sit that butt back onto that foot, because if I'm too far forward, it could be a balance issue. So go ahead and you can even fold that back foot down and sit onto your foot if you can, whichever way is more comfortable. So all I want you guys to do now is to point your right foot forward away from you. Really reach, you'll feel this on the top of your foot, and then you're gonna pull those toes towards your face. Now I start to feel that stretch all underneath the backside of my right leg. Let's go into that pointed position again. So I'm pointing my right toes away from my face, and then I pull those toes towards my face. The harder you pull those toes towards your face, that more tension it's gonna put on the back of that leg. Let's go one more time. We're gonna point away with the foot and pull back with the foot. So when you pull back, you should feel your quad tightening up, and that's lengthening the back of that hamstring, the back of that leg. Okay, I'm gonna wiggle my leg left and right just to kind of shake out that hip a little bit more. And switch sides. So now I'll be sitting on my right foot. My left leg is extended forward. Change angles a little bit for you. And sometimes I need to kind of bounce my knee like this because the leg doesn't feel great. When you're set up in position, we'll go ahead and point those toes away from you. Again, you'll feel this on the top of the foot, right in the front of that ankle right here, and then start to pull back on those toes. Toes are reaching towards the face. I can feel that all the way up into my sit bones. And point the toes away from you. This gets a little nervy on the top of my foot, so I'm just kind of paying attention to that. I'm not pushing too hard. And then I'm gonna pull back on those toes again, almost reaching through that heel like we've done before in other positions. And let's go one more time. So I'm gonna point the toes away from me and pull the toes towards me. At the same time I'm pulling the toes towards me, I'm reaching long through that heel. Okay, and since we're down here, let's stretch out the ankles a little bit. So we'll start with the right ankle. And let me get into a position where you can see. So I'm gonna make sure that my right foot is completely flat on the floor. I'm sitting back onto my heel, onto my butt. My left knee is completely bent and on the floor. So I'm gonna use my body weight to just shift my weight forward. And I'm gonna kind of pump this motion here. So stretching out that back ankle. Louisa, can you, oh, you're doing it, I can see you now. So you should feel the back of the ankle and probably a little bit in the front of the ankle too. If we have tight ankles, it runs all the way up the chain. So ankle restriction in the mobility can contribute to knee tightness, quad tightness, hip tightness, and low back tightness. So you could have, just from your ankles alone, you could have a complete dysfunction all the way up your chain. So just spending 2 minutes, we're not going to do 2 minutes here, but spending 2 minutes in this position is really helpful for those ankles, and it can help all the way up to your lower back. Okay, let's switch legs. So left leg is going to be in that position with our foot flat. And you can see from here that my knee is over my toes, right? So yes, I have a lot of range of motion in my ankles. Yours may not be that way, but that's where you're going to use your body weight from your upper body to push that weight forward, push your knee forward. But we still want to keep the heel pretty much on the floor. Obviously make sure that your foot is facing forward and everything's aligned, so your knee is in the same direction as your foot and your hip is nice and squared behind you. Okay, that is good. All right, everybody can stand up. So remember, this is the third time that we've done this routine. Flavia, this is your first time, so just follow along as best as you can. We're going to start off by doing 5 repetitions of this big global movement. So I'm going to demonstrate once for you, and then you guys, I'll cue you through. So we are standing in our wide squat stance position. So my feet are just outside of my hips. I'm going to bend over and grab my toes. I'm going to pull myself down into a squat position like this. Everybody's going to have a different range of motion than I am, so don't worry about it. Then we will rotate and reach towards the ceiling. At the same time, I'm using this left arm to make sure my knee does not collapse in. And then I switch sides. I grab onto that toe again, and I rotate. I leave that arm up there. I extend both arms up, and then I stand. Okay? So we're going to go through that 5 times together. So I'm going to show you from this angle just because I haven't yet. Okay, So everybody ready? We're gonna bend over. I'm grabbing onto my toes. I'm going to pull myself into my squat. Yeah, my back is nice and flat. Let's extend up that right arm and reach to the ceiling. And then switch arms. Extend left arm up and reach to the ceiling. Both arms come up and we stand. Do the best you can. Okay, repetition 2. Bend over, grab your toes, pull your hips down, rotate the right arm up to the ceiling, switch sides, rotate left arm up, both arms up to the ceiling, and stand. Very good. Flavia, open up your feet a little bit wider, okay? Bend over, grab your toes, pull your hips down, rotate right arm up, reach, switch arms, rotate left arm up, reach, both arms up, and stand. Very good. We have 2 more. Bend over, grab those toes, pull yourself into your squat, right arm reaches up to the ceiling and we twist, left arm reaches up to the ceiling and we twist, both arms up and we stand. My quads are already feeling that. We've got 1 more. Bend over, grab your toes, pull yourself into the squat. I'm gonna go left arm up first and switch, other arm up, keep that arm up, both arms elevate and we stand. Very good. We will come back to that in a little while. Hopefully we'll have greater range of motion when we repeat that. So we're gonna start off with our first 3 movements, and they're gonna be the bird dog, a lateral lunge, and a push up against our couch or our chair. So for the bird dog, let me give you a quick little demonstration first. We're on our hands and knees. Our hands are underneath our armpits. Our knees are underneath our hips, and our feet, our toes are tucked under our heels. Right, so I don't want your feet flat, I want your feet tucked under. We're gonna push through those shoulder blades, pull the chin towards the throat. That pulls the back of the head towards the ceiling. We're gonna extend right arm and left leg, and we're reaching through the heel of the left leg, and I've rotated my thumb on my right arm towards the ceiling because then I can get more range of motion in my shoulder. I come back carefully together, and then I would extend through the other side, okay? So we're doing opposite limb reach. This is really good for shoulder stabilization, hip stabilization, core strength, coordination all over. Okay, we're gonna do 12 of these. Everybody can go at their own pace. I encourage you really to reach through the heel of the leg so you can feel your butt contract. All right, and everybody go ahead at your own pace. I'm gonna start. Reach 1, reach 2, 3, 4, 5. Pay attention to your lower back. We shouldn't have any arching in the lower back. 6, 7. Keep moving at your own pace. Yeah, keep moving. I've got 2 more. Everybody go ahead and get to 12, and then we can stand up. Once you're done, go ahead and stand up for me, and then I know you're done. So the next movement we're going to do is a static lateral lunge. So static means we don't change positions, we stay in that position. So I'm going to take a nice wide stance. From this stance, I'm going to take 3 seconds to get to the bottom of my lateral lunge, and I'm going to hold for 1 second at the bottom. So it'll look like this. I'm going to go to the right. It'll be 3, 2, 1, hold, up. 3, 2, 1, hold, up. Remember, I'm going to show you from the side. We're pushing into that hip. It'll be 3, 2, 1, hold. So I have a nice triangular position here from my quad to my upper back. And then I'll go to the other side. This right leg is nice and long. Okay? So we're going to do 16 of those, 8 on each side. Remember to do the pacing, the tempo. So 3 seconds on the way down, 1 second hold, 1 second to come back up. All right, everybody in position. And 3, 2, 1, begin. So 3, 2, 1, hold, up. 3, 2, 1, hold, up. 3, 2, 1, hold, up. Good. You may hear some pops and some cracks. My pelvis just popped, which always feels great in the morning. Get more space. Make sure we come up to that center position each time, up nice and tall. My knees are facing forward, my feet are facing forward, my hips are facing forward. So I'm not rotating at all. Everything is squared away to you guys, towards the camera. All right, that was finished up for 16 for me. Everybody go ahead and do the last rep if they need to. And then we're gonna go into our push-ups. So I'm gonna use my couch. Remember with this one, we're gonna add a little hamstring curl. So let me demonstrate. I've crisscrossed my ankles. I am on my knees. As I come down towards the couch, I'm going to curl my heels towards my butt. So I will pull in, push away. Pull in, push away. So I'm using that push of my feet to help me extend away from the couch. We're gonna do 10 of these. And I encourage you really to pull through those hamstrings because you'll feel that hamstring really grab, get tight. All right, so everybody at your own pace, go ahead for 10. And I am going down slightly slower than my way up. Six, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Once everybody's done, we're going to be back down into those bird dogs. So everybody can just crawl into your position that you're going to be in. Give everybody a second. All right, so once we're back in that quadruped position, hands underneath the armpits, knees underneath the hips, toes tucked under your feet, we can go ahead and begin for 12. So remember to keep that belly button pulled in, extend through the heel so that you get your butt to squeeze. And we're doing 12. I'm just holding for 1 second in that reach position. And then my arm and my leg move back in together at the same time. Make sure the arm that's on the floor is still pushing. We don't want to dump into that one supporting shoulder. We want to push strong through that shoulder. That helps to create that stabilization through your shoulders, through your shoulder blades. I've got 1 more. Everybody go ahead and finish up. A couple more reps if you need to, and then we're standing up into that lateral lunge. If anybody has any weights lying around, we can add a weight. I'm going to use these 5-pound dumbbells, and I'm going to just place them on my shoulders. So if you have a can of water or whatever you like, we'll get into that wide stance. Remember, my shoulders have just created a little shelf here for these dumbbells. So I'm just adding some load to my spine, okay? All right, we're going for 16 in 3, 2, 1, descend. 3, 2, 1, hold, push up. 3, 2, 1, hold, push up. Remember, Flavia, we need to push your butt back. So as we go down into that stretch, into that lunge, I've pushed my butt behind me. In between each set, make sure we come back up into this standing position, and I've squeezed my butt. My hips come open, and then I go down into that lunge. Stand up, and go down to the other side. I'm going to switch my view. I've got one more on each side. All right, very good. We're back down to those push-ups. So everybody find whatever you're gonna use. I need to put a pad under my knee. Crisscross your ankles the opposite direction. So whichever one was on top, now will be on the bottom. And we're gonna go for 10 repetitions. So everybody squeeze their butt, make sure their hips are going towards the couch as well as your chest. Pull those heels towards the butt, push away when you push away from the couch. Pull the heels towards the butt and push. I have 3 more. Very good. We're right back into those bird dogs for one more set. Okay, once everybody's in position, push up through those shoulder blades, and we can go ahead and begin for 12. So extend through that heel, reach through the arm. When you extend through both of your limbs, you should feel this kind of innate tightness happening at your core. You will not feel that tightness if you don't reach. So the reach is really important because it tugs on that fascia, right? With the reach, we get tight. Your muscles get tight, your fascial lines get tight, which creates tension. Tension, remember, creates stabilization. I've got one more on each side. All right, everybody up. Grab your weights if you're going to use weights for those lateral lunges. Get into your nice wide position. Remember, feet are facing forward, hips are facing forward, shoulders face forward. Dumbbells are going to come to your shoulders if you're using dumbbells. And 3, 2, 1, we'll begin. Remember, down slow, hold for a second when you get to the bottom, and push back up. Push those hips back behind you, and stand. We're halfway there, or at least I'm halfway there. Mary, push your knees out a little bit more, okay? Especially your right one. Not your hips, just your knee. Try to keep your chest up, everybody. I've got one more. Very good. Back into those push-ups. Last set here. Once you're ready, you can begin. Remember to pull the hamstrings, pull the heels towards the butt. Come down nice and slow, push up nice and fast. Nice and aggressive. I have one more. Very good. Grab a drink of water if you guys need it. And then when you're ready, we'll be on our backs. So we're going to start with our single leg hip bridge. So my back is flat on the floor, my feet are flat, my knees are bent. I'm going to extend my right leg. My arms are pushing into the floor, and then I will push up through my left heel, squeeze my butt, and push my hips to the ceiling. So it'll look like this. And we're going to do 15 of them on each leg. So when everybody's ready, you can go ahead and begin. I know there's a lot of repetitions, so just count on your own, and then when you're done with the one leg, switch to the other leg. I'm going to go ahead and begin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep your extended leg nice and strong. All right, switch legs when you're ready for the next leg. I am, so I'm going to go ahead and switch. We keep that extended leg just still so it doesn't move positions. Flavia, try to keep your left leg still, okay? When we're done with that, we're going to go right into a hollow hold. So we'll all remain on our backs. The hollow hold, I'll give you a quick demonstration. Legs will come up to the ceiling. We will reach to those shins, and we will lower your legs as far as you can while maintaining a flat back against the floor. We're going to hold that for 45 seconds. Everybody ready? In 3, 2, 1, legs up, reach to those shins, lower your legs as far as you can to maintain the lower back stays on the floor. We want to keep our legs really reaching nice and tall and long, pointing those toes, reaching strong through the arms. Keep your chin tucked in a little bit. If you need to support your neck, you can with one hand. Squeeze your feet together. We're at 30 seconds. We have 15 more seconds. Reach. Three, two, one, and down. Very good. We're going to be up standing. So the next thing we're going to do is a Cossack squat. We warmed up our hips in that lateral direction with the lateral lunges. The Cossack squat is very similar, but we stay very low when we transition. So I'll show you a couple demonstrations first. We get into that lunge that we were just in. I like to reach my arms forward. We are going to keep our hips and our butt nice and low as we transition to the other side. So it's all about this nice, smooth transition. Your hips are loaded that whole time, so you're going to feel a lot right through those hips. I'm going to add my fives, my dumbbells. You don't have to if you don't want to. We can always add it on the next set. So everybody get into their position. And we're doing 16 of these. All right, everybody come down into whatever side they're going to start in. Mary, open your legs wider. And begin. Transition, hold. Transition, hold for 1 second. Flavia, try to get nice and low. Yep, get even lower if you can. I have 6 more. 2. Come on, Malcolm, you can do it. 4. Your knee hurts? Okay, very good. Everybody, we're going to use our couch or your chair, and we're going to do a hip extension. So your upper back is going to be on your couch or your chair. Our hands are going to be on our hips. We lower the hips, and then we push the hips up. This is very similar to the single leg glute bridge, but we're using more of your hamstrings than your butt. We're going to do 12 of these. So when everybody's ready, you can go ahead and begin. Down nice and slow, and then push up strong. Down slow, and push up. Make sure we squeeze your butt cheeks at the top. We push hard through the heels. The neck stays nice and flat, so make sure that your chin isn't in an awkward position, either looking too far up or looking too far down. I have 1 more, finish up a couple more reps if you need to. And then we're gonna just slide on down to the floor, and we're gonna start that set all over again. So we're gonna be back down into those single leg bridges. Whenever we do single leg movements, it's really helpful to stabilize. It's helping us stabilize through the hips and the pelvis. So there's a big difference when we're in a double leg hip extension like we just were against the couch, and now on the floor with 1 leg. It's a lot more challenging. So once everybody's ready, 1 leg is up, we'll go ahead. We're going to do 15 repetitions with each leg. And go ahead and begin. Work at your own pace. When you're done with 15, go ahead and switch legs. Very good. When everybody's done, We can stay right on the floor. We're gonna move right into that hollow hold. Give your second to finish. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna start the timer in 5, 4, legs up, 3, 2, 1, and reach. Legs are super straight, so straighten out your knees. Point those toes. Try to lower your legs a little bit if you can, but remember, we need to make sure that your lower back stays flat against the floor. Reach long through those arms. So hopefully you feel your lats engage. Remember, Charlene, if you need to, you can always bend your knees and pull your knees towards your face a little bit. That's gonna make the movement easier, but you're still doing the same concept. We have less than 10 seconds. Everybody hold. 3, 2, 1, and come on up. We're gonna be back to those Cossack squats. Malcolm, this is what I want you to do, okay? Instead of the Cossack squat, you're gonna take a side step up. I'm just gonna demonstrate, Malcolm, your little modification. You're gonna take a side step, bring your leg up. Side step, bring your leg up. So you're doing like a side A step, okay? All right, everybody else, grab the weights if you're gonna use weights for your Cossack squats. And then Malcolm, you're just trying to stay nice and strong through that standing leg, okay? So squeezing through the glute. All right, everybody get into their wide stance position. And go ahead and come on down. And we'll go ahead and start moving. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to keep that chest up. 5. Mom, open your legs more. 6, 7. So legs are wider. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Malcolm, take a side step, okay? Step to the right and, yep, there you go. And then pull up into that A, yep, and then side step, pull up into the A, yep, good. I have one more. Very good. Everybody onto the couch for those hip extensions. We're doing 12 here. Make sure that the toes are facing forward in the same position that your knees are facing. Everybody go ahead and lower their hips to the floor and push up strong through those glutes and hamstrings. 2, push through the heels. 3, but make sure that your big toe is also helping you. 4, 5, 6, nice and controlled on the way down. 7, your back is nice and straight. 8, 9, we have 3 more. 10, 11, one more, and 12. Very good. Everybody slide on down to the floor. We've got one more set. We're going to be starting with those glute bridges. Okay, hands are at your side. Let's extend one leg up and begin when you're ready. Remember, it's 15 on each side. Nice and strong through that one leg, right? We've turned your stance into a one-legged stance. Remember, when we're walking, when we're running, it's a one-legged movement. There is a point in time there when we only have all of your body weight on one leg. So we need to make sure we train our legs independently. Can we balance through the hips? Can we stabilize through the hips? Can you squeeze that glute? Switch legs when you're done with 15. notice if one side feels considerably harder than the other. Maybe that side is a little weaker. Very good. Remember, when we're done, we're going to stay right here on our backs and we're going to go right into that hollow hold. Whew. Okay, everybody ready? Okay, timer's going to start in 3, legs up, 2, 1. Here we go. Reach up those arms. Let's lower those legs even more. Louisa, lower your legs. Good. Louisa, arms behind your head. Come on, hold it. Reach. Stay nice and tight. Strong legs. Reach those feet away from you. Reach those arms towards your shins. We have 15 seconds. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew! Everybody up. We're going right into those Cossack squats. Okay, grab whatever you're going to use for weights. Remember, you can always use a weight here at your chest too. So Mary, if you have a 15-pounder, you can hold it right at your chest like this. Okay, everybody weights at your shoulders. Let's get into that long, wide position here. And 3, 2, 1, begin. So stay low when you shift. Keep your chest up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Flavia, try to keep your butt down the whole time. There it is. Yep. Good. Yeah, good. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Very good. Right into those hip extensions on the couch. Everybody gets your upper back up on your couch or your chair, whichever you're using. Hands at your hips. Whew. And begin. Hips come down and push up. Make sure that when we come up to that top position, your knee is right over your ankle. So we're creating a 90-degree angle. Seven, 8, 9, 10, squeeze your butt, 11, and 12. Very good. Everybody grab a drink. Okay, you remember that big movement that we did in the beginning? We're going to go right back into it. So once everybody's ready, we're going to do 5 repetitions of those. So we've got, our feet are just wider than our hips, so kind of like in squat position, or just slightly wider than squat position. Okay, remember we're going to bend over. We can all go at the same time. So we're going to bend over, grab our toes, pull yourself down into that squat, reach up with one arm, switch arms, reach, both arms come up, and we stand. Very good, that's 1. Bend over, pull yourself into your squat, reach, switch arms, reach, both arms come overhead, and you stand. That's number 2. Very good. Bend over, grab your toes, pull yourself down, reach one arm up, reach the other arm up, both arms up, and we stand. We have 2 more. Whew. Bend over, pull yourself down, reach one arm up, switch to the other arm, both arms up, and we stand. We have 1 more. Bend over, grab those toes, pull yourself down, twist that torso and reach to the ceiling, twist, both arms come up, and we stand. Very good. Okay, we've got 3 more things to do. Each of these movements will be done for 1 minute. We're doing 3 sets. It's gonna move fast. So, the first one we're gonna do is our crisscross jumping jacks plus reverse lunge. Remember, we can always just do a regular jumping jack. We can even just do arms only if you don't wanna jump. So I'm gonna show you the full version. We crisscross our feet, and then we reverse lunge, crisscross our feet. So notice I always come back to that center position. So I crisscross, back to center, crisscross, back to center, okay? So we're gonna do that for 1 minute. The second movement, I'm gonna grab that pillow. We're gonna be doing around the world, which is very light, but it's a good rotation exercise. So I kind of rotate over to my right side, I extend up, and then I rotate to my left side. So yes, I pivot both feet and both knees so that everything's in that same direction that I'm landing in. We'll be doing that for 1 minute. The third movement is our sit to jump stands. And remember, this can be modified into just a sit to stand. So the full movement will look like this. Legs will come off of the floor, and I stand up and jump. So as soon as my feet hit the ground, I'm extending up. Whether that is just into a really strong standing position, or if I'm gonna add that jump. That'll be for 1 minute. We will only have 10 seconds between each movement and each round. So we are gonna be going for about 10 minutes straight here. So do the best you can, modify when you need to modify. And we're gonna begin with the crisscross jumping jacks with the reverse lunge. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Malcolm, if you're gonna do your reverse lunges, try to add your arms into it, right? I'll show you from the side what I mean. So, right, one arm comes forward. It just helps you balance a little bit more and use your core. We have 15 seconds, everybody. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody grab your pillow or your pad or whatever you're going to use for those around the world. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Up and around. Louisa, add your arms into it, okay? Reach your arms up. So you're doing like this windmill kind of a movement. So arms go, reach up to the ceiling and then around. There you go. And you can bring your arms down when you come down to that side. Yep, up and around. Good. We've got less than 10 seconds. Malcolm, up over your head, reach tall. And rest. Grab your chair, whatever you're gonna use for your sit to jump stands. Remember, if you need to modify with just a sit to stand, totally fine. Everybody's gonna begin in 3, 2, 1, begin. Flavia, be careful with that moving chair. There you go. Nice jumping, Malcolm. Kim, on the next set, if you want to add weights at your hand, since you're just doing a sit to stand, you could do that on the next set. So you get a little bit more strength with that movement. 3, 2, 1. We have 10 seconds rest. And we're going right back into those crisscross jumping jacks with the reverse lunge. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Try to stay with it, guys. It's only 10 minutes. You can always slow down your pace to kind of catch your breath, but I just want everybody to keep moving. Nice modification, Malcolm. I like it. Good. And 3, 2, 1. Rest. Everybody grab your pillow. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Up. You can even look to the ceiling if that helps you to remember that your arms have to go up over your head towards the ceiling. There we go. Malcolm, make sure you pivot a little bit, okay? Because you're getting a lot of side bend. I'm going to show you from the side. So I kind of pivot this way. Okay, so I'm never doing a complete lateral bend. That could irritate your back. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Grab your chair. And we're gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and begin. Make sure that your knees never touch each other, right? We want to make sure that the hips, the knees, the feet, everything is facing forward. So if your knees are caving in like this, you need to tighten up, push out through your knees, squeeze your butt. Come on, Lisa, you got it. 15 seconds, keep moving. Flavia, just lift your feet a tiny bit. They don't need to come all the way off the floor, just like an inch or two. And rest. We've got one more round, and then we'll get a break, I promise. We're going right back into those crisscross jumping jacks with the reverse lunge. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Good job, everyone. Keep moving. Less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Grab your pillow. All right. Last set of these around the world. Whew. Okay, everybody get ready in 3, 2, 1, begin. Lost you for a second, Malcolm. Keep moving, guys. Three, 2, 1, rest. Everybody grab your chair. We've got this last set here. All right, one more minute of work. Everybody begin in 3, 2, 1, begin. Flavia, don't lift your feet so high, okay? Just a couple inches off the floor. Yep, there you go. Drive through those feet. As soon as your feet hit the floor, you are up. We've got 15 seconds, guys. Hold on. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Grab a drink. Whew. Okay. When everybody's ready, let's start to cool down a little bit. We'll go through about 3 or 4 stretches. Whew. So we're gonna go into those glute stretches that we did the last couple times. I'm gonna demonstrate from this position. So it may be easier to get into this position first and then come onto your hands and knees, whichever you feel is easier. But anyways, we need one heel to be in front of the other knee. So I've got my right heel in front of my left knee. And then I'll be coming to my hands and knees like this. And then I bend my elbows, and I shift my right hip to the right. So I'm just kind of sinking in to that right hip capsule, and you should feel your glutes. So again, you're always gonna sink towards the leg that is in front, okay? And you can kind of play with the direction of where you're leaning. The more tension, the more stretch that you feel, push deeper into that angle. Our glute muscles attach, kind of comprise your hip, and they run in different angles. So we need to kind of find the angle that is the tightest, and it should be very apparent to you when you find it. All right, everybody come out from that position and we'll switch legs. So it could be easier also to extend one leg, cross that knee, and then bend the other leg in. So I've got my left leg forward in front of my right knee, and I'm gonna shift to my left. Whew, sweat is pouring off me. Breathe into that stretch, push into that butt. Whew. All right, everybody's gonna lay on their stomach. We're gonna go into a quad stretch. So I'm going to bend my right arm and put my forehead on my forearm, my right forearm. I'm gonna use my left hand to grab my left ankle. If you can't grab your foot, then maybe you need to hook a towel or something around, or grab your pant leg or something. And we are going to pull your heel towards your butt. Now if you're grabbing at your ankle, you can give a little bit of a co-contraction. So I'm gonna push my foot into my hand, and you should feel how that stretches the front of that leg a little bit deeper. Now release the kick and pull the heel towards the butt even more. Squeeze your butt cheek. See how that changes things a little bit more. If this is too much on your knee, you can back off. Try to pull your hips towards the floor. All right, let's go ahead and switch legs. So I'm gonna grab right leg, my right heel. I've got my hand on the front of my ankle. I'm going to aggressively push my foot away from my body. I'm holding on tight to that ankle. I feel that stretch in the front of my leg. I'm going to relax the kick, and then I'm going to pull the heel towards my butt. Squeeze your butt cheek and reach your knee away from you, and see how that lengthens the front of that leg. Okay, everybody get up carefully and sit on your butt. We're gonna do just a general old hamstring stretch. So one foot is gonna be into the side of your leg, and the other leg is extended out. We're gonna reach to that leg and grab that foot. I'm going to rotate my body towards my foot, and I'm going to hinge over that hip and just do a general hamstring stretch. Now, if you can't grab your foot, that's fine. You can put your hands on the side of your leg and push your knee towards the floor. Reach through the heel of the foot, and you should get a hamstring stretch that way as well. Even if you can put your hand on your foot, I want you to try to push your knee towards the floor. You should feel how that kind of contracts your quad and it stretches the hamstring. All right, and everybody go ahead and switch legs. Grab your foot, rotate towards the foot, push your knee to the floor, push your heel away from you, pull those toes towards your face. Keep pushing that knee down. Nice big breaths. Very good. Okay, we are done. Very good job.